Freckles, say hi. Hey everybody, Mark Vogt here with VOGTLAND Outdoors. Happy Saturday, it's early January. I was wondering what I was going to talk about this next couple of weeks, and now I got something. I somehow talked myself into competing in the Illinois Target Archers Association, the U.S. Archery. It's the state and the national championship target archery, 20-meter indoor. And that happens on February 7th this year, so I got to go practice. You're not going to see me shooting a ton of long distance stuff like you see in all of my videos. This series is going to be called Bare Bow at 20, not Bare Bow at 100. And it's going to be working on improving my concentration, improving my finger release to try to get down into where I'm actually going to be competitive in the Masters class Bare Bow recurve, because that's what I'm going to be shooting in. It's a cold day, 31 degrees. My fingers are going to get cold, but you're going to see me shooting at the bag today, unless there's too many people to film. Just letting you know what's going on, what's going to be on my mind. What's on my mind is actually really tight groupings, even from the get-go, because competition, when you go, and again, guys, remember what I said about competition. If you're not doing it for self-improvement, if you're just doing it for glory, to say I'm the best, you missed the point. I'm going at this to help my buddy Dave, my archery buddy Dave. Dave, if you're out there, hey, I signed up because I thought it would be useful to you if you had one other person to practice with. Like I mentioned earlier, whenever you're competing, even in a friendly manner, it sharpens your focus because it gives you a reason to be focusing. And that's not always apparent. That's not always possible when you're just sitting here by yourself screwing around. You know what I mean? Here we are. God, I thought there'd be people here, and there's nobody here today. So it's just me and Freckles. Hey, bud. All right, we'll see you guys out there. All right, I'm getting my stuff out, and I'm thinking, making 2 trips, thinking about what to talk to you guys about. Competitive shooting, I don't do it very often in competition, but I can tell you a lot of guys suffer from target panic. They practice so much that they start to develop, even like I've been struggling with for a year and a half. Did you hear that? A guy who's had target panic for the last year and a half is suddenly deciding he's going to go into competition. What was he thinking? Back to the video. When you see the little dot, you react. Dot, react, dot, react, dot, react. That's essentially what it does. You've created a pattern of behavior. Go Google Pavlov's dogs. Guy back in 1800s, a psychologist, rang a bell and then fed dogs, rang a bell, 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 didn't feed the dogs, but the dogs immediately started to salivate. That kind of a response is what target panic is. It's a trained behavior, not learned. Learned assumes knowledge. Training assumes behavior. Training is about behavioral modification. And you have to try to untrain that behavior modification. Or you're going to do what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to use it to my advantage. Instead of allowing the target panic that I do have, instead of letting that anticipation result in a premature release, I'm going to try to use it to my advantage and instead train myself to focus even more, to focus even harder and to control the release. The way I'm going to try to do that, I call it thinking like a sniper. Snipers, when you see the movies and stuff, you always see that view from inside the scope. You're watching them. They don't take the shot as soon as they get it. They're waiting. They're almost stalking their prey with the scope. They're in complete control. They get to decide when they're going to take the shot. They decide. Those are going to be the things you hear me say to myself as I start shooting at the little blue dot that's on that bag. That's all that I'm going to be aiming for today. And then I'm going to set up really quick and show you how I'm going to work on making my release as easy as possible. Let me get set up. What I want to show you guys is when we're talking about how to do a really good release. And it's all about holding the fingers. Initially, I have a three finger 20 meter gap, so it looks like this. But the question is, do I really grab the whole arrow with the whole bowstring like this and pull it all the way back? What you're going to see me start to do is slowly release my ring finger and then slide off even my middle finger. And it's only going to be the tip of my finger, my index finger, that finally is doing the release. It's kind of a three-step process, 1, 2, 3. You're going to see me drawing back with all three fingers, trying to catch it right in the middle of the pads, not in the crease. If you catch it in the crease right here, guys, if you catch your string in the crease, let's see if I can draw it like this. If you catch the string in the crease like this, you get a good grip, but that's the problem. You can't let go really easy. So you're trying to catch it in the pads, the middle of the pads. Do you see the difference there? In fact, let me get on this side. If I catch it right here, right in the crevice of my fingers, right in the crease, I get a really good grip. You get a good pull, but it's also really hard to release. Your fingers start to bulge and it forms almost like a ball there that you have to get over, a hurdle. So you want to try to catch it outside of those. But then as you're drawing back, as you're at full draw, you're going to slowly let this ring finger start to slip off. Now it's just a 2. Then you're going to let the middle finger slowly slip off until now it's just the first finger that's actually going to do the release, like that. Let's go give it a try. I'm going to have you watch me and listen to me while I do this. Again, the technique today is all about how to really execute a small motion release. Small motion. And I'm going to try working on a 3-step process. I'm going to choose my gap, draw back under my chin, look down the left side of the string, but already my ring finger is coming off. Do you see that? My index finger is starting to loosen up. So really the only thing holding it right now is my index finger. And then I do a small motion release. Actually, it shot really nice right at the target. It went just a hair high. I've been adjusting my knocking point, but dead on that little dot. It didn't drift off to the left like you've heard in a lot of my videos. Let's continue shooting. Oh, that knocking point moved again. Darn it. Okay. Draw back under my chin. Pick my gap. Draw back under my chin. Look down the left side of the string. Already the ring finger is starting to come off. There's 2 fingers holding on. 2 fingers holding on. Now there's 1 small motion release. Not bad. Boy, it's really hard to talk and shoot at the same time. But I'm feeling pretty good about that technique. Let's watch one more time. You're going to watch. Right now, the ring finger is already loose. Now the index finger is almost loose. All the weight is on the middle finger is loose. The index finger is the only thing holding, and a shot. Okay. Let's do it a couple more times and I'll still call it out. Again, 3 pieces to this. Draw back with all 3 fingers. The ring finger comes off. It's there, it's touching, but it's not drawing. Middle finger is starting to come off, and the index finger is what finally, it looks like this. Loose, loose, let go like this. Loose, loose, let go like this. 2 more to try, and then I'm going to go back to practice, and we're going to call this video done. Morning. Let's do it again. 3 fingers is draw. Start releasing the ring finger. Getting ready for the index to the middle finger, and now the index finger loose. Let's try that one last time. Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask. Please subscribe to my channel. Something really cool happened in just the last couple of days. I went from 400 to 425 in less than a week. I'm doing something right. I'm asking people to subscribe early on in the videos instead of at the very end. Seems to be effective. All right, here we go. Drawing back with all 3 fingers. Ring finger is loose now. I'm on the target, on the target, on the target, and index finger does the final release. Like that. 1, 2, release like that. This is Mark Vogt with VOGTLAND Outdoors. Hope you guys really appreciated that, and continue watching me train for the competition in February. We'll see you out there. Cut!